everybody. Welcome to The Obsession. I'm Karl and Mike.
I'm Mike Stanley.
It's a beautiful new studio we have here.
It is.
It is.
It's glorious.
It is. It is. I really do like the sign.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Not gonna lie.
Your daughter out of the park with that one.
Check that out.
Yeah.
Kind of a big deal right there.
Yeah.
Ah, I got my sign.
No big deal sign.
Son of a.
You might not know this, but my friend here, he's a pretty big guy.
Big deal. I have a little sign that somebody gave me that it says I am, so I am.
You are. So,
What's going on?
it's getting to be that time of year when we're concentrating really hard on whitetails. And, we've been asked, what are our favorite whitetail hunting tactics, Mike? Well, what are our favorite whitetail hunting tactics? Right now it's probably early October, and everybody's worried about the lull.
My favorite tactic is when a big buck comes out and I shoot him and I get him.
Welcome to the wall.
That's my favorite.
That's a good one, Mike. I like that.
That's my favorite tactic.
It's a hell of a tactic.
Works.
Yeah. Well, let's see. Let's just say favorite hunting tactics. God, there's a lot of tactics out there. Let's start things out before we go with hunting tactics. Let's talk about things we don't believe work and we don't use them. What would be number one on the top of your list, Mike?
Sense?
100%.
Here we go.
I'm going to throw deer scents out. I'm not criticizing any of the companies, and I'm not saying that they don't work all of the time.
We just don't use them.
We don't use them. And the reason we don't use them is, why would you put anything into the woods that's foreign? And everybody's going to be like, well, deer piss isn't foreign, or this or that, or whatever. Are you sure you're using the right scent at the right time of year? Because I watch guys take estrus and put it out in early October, and that's not a win. Because those don't come into estrus in early October, in my opinion. The other scents, I see a lot of guys ranting and raving, honestly, about, attractants scents. Acorn scent. Mike? What do you think of acorn scent?
I don't.
No?
I got acorns all over the place.
Yeah, why would I put scent down? I don't know. We're not scent guys. There's obviously plenty of people out there that believe in scents. We don't use drippers any longer.
Used to.
Used to. We tried them. Not that they were a failure all the way around, but we had a lot more negative results and video and filmed negative results than positives with drippers. Because you're not going to, the statement that you're going to get your deer to be daylight active because of a dripper.
Negative.
That's not really the truth either. They're trying to push product. But during certain times of years, how's that go? Slap me in the face, you'll be fine. Certain time of year, we are firm believers in calling deer, rattling, and decoys.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. And usually not till after October 20th.
Yeah.
At least in our area. It may be different further north. You might be able to start a little bit earlier, but further south, obviously a little bit later. We're here in southern Wisconsin. So, we'll start with the average calling of deer. Early season, I'll hit them with a grunt, but I won't be aggressive on it or anything like that. What about doe bleeds?
I snort wheeze them.
Yeah.
September 15th.
September 15th. Bring them in. Bring them in.
Snort wheeze is like my last ditch effort.
Are you ready?
There it is.
You might as well move your hand just like that while you're doing that if it's early season, because that'll really get their attention.
Yeah, I don't. I used to bleed a lot more too.
Yeah, the can call. What do you think of the can call?
I like them.
Yeah.
Like I said last year, I know for sure I didn't use it at all.
Me either.
I never even took, I have it with me.
I do also.
I usually have a couple of them. I'm not saying I won't use it, but it's not like it's not in my go-to thing anymore. I used to do it quite a bit more, and I've had both with it,
Yeah.
success or failure with it. I guess probably like anything. So the only time I tend to like to use it is I like the decoy, obviously.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
know that. So if I can blind decoy, which means they have to come into a certain area to be able to see my decoy, I will bleat and then follow that with some tending grunts, stuff like that. But I don't do it in the open where they can see my decoy staying there but nothing else around it.
Right.
Unless I'm going to have two decoys,
Yep.
which I have done, but I haven't done it in a really long time. I have a doe decoy so then I'll use it. But otherwise, I like the grunts. I really think that they're deer specific.
Correct. Yep. We'll talk, but deer have personalities. That's what we believe. Bucks in general have different personalities. I've seen some really, really, really big bucks that are quiet and shy. Like you grunt at them, even with like not even a deep throaty tone or nothing, and they're just, nope.
Yeah. I'm out of here.
Nope. Ain't playing that.
Sweet ya.
Nope. Or
I bleated at a big buck one time and he took off.
Oh. I would believe that.
Yeah.
He might have had a bad experience.
That wasn't cool for me.
Yeah.
Yes.
I bet you were. But, the bleat works good, grunts work good. I will say this, if you're going to use a grunt call, become efficient with it. Bucks don't just go bad, bad, bad. Their tones change. And I'm not going to say each one has his own voice, but he pretty much does. I've seen small bucks with deep throaty grunts, and I've seen big bucks with a higher pitch sound.
Yeah.
The Michael Jackson buck.
Yeah.
But and in certain times of the year, depending on the time of the year, how aggressive you can try and be with this. Pre-rut activity, you can get aggressive with a call.
Yeah.
Like you're pissed off or whatever. Don't be afraid to do that if you see a buck and call to him. If you call to the deer and he doesn't react right away, the one thing I'm going to tell you is give him a little time.
Yeah.
Pay attention to which direction he's going because...
That's what I was going to say. Don't overcall.
Yeah.
I've done it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's no different than turkeys.
No.
If you overcall a turkey, they're like,
I get quiet.
A big buck, 9 times out of 10, he will try to get downwind of you.
Usually, you throw a call out there, they know where they heard it. Doesn't mean they're going to pay attention to it. It doesn't mean that they didn't pay attention to it.
No.
But you can, you'll hurt yourself more than you help yourself.
100%.
Calling more than you need to.
Yeah. Bucks are, whitetails in general are very, very, very good at sound location.
Yep.
One prime example, why don't you tell them about when you and Phil were out at Phil's place?
Oh, that,
Yeah.
when he had that lease?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were out, I went out just to film and call for him, and we had a decoy out, and that buck was, he was a long ways off.
A few hundred yards.
Yeah, several hundred yards off, and I got his attention, and I knew I got his attention, and I just quit.
Yep.
And he came, beeline, circled us, got downwind of us just enough,
Yep.
and then he hung up. But I mean, we were pretty sure we were going to shot him. He was a great big, older class buck, but he knew.
Yeah.
And I remember Phil's like, yeah, call on him. He's going to come. I said, wait, he's going to circle us, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I said, hopefully he circles us close enough
Yeah.
that we can get a shot. And we didn't. He circled us, and then he just left.
But that's a sign of a big deer.
Yep.
Yeah. That's a prime example right there. Rattling, we'll go with rattling next. We'll bring decoys in last because we can get pretty specific about the decoys. So rattling, after October 20th again, I use real antlers. Mike uses a bag setup. Both of them work the same. They both work good. But rattling again is another personality thing with whitetails. Some are aggressive, some aren't. Some don't want anything to do with it. But they will, during the pre-rut really heavily, not so much during the breeding phase. You know, I'm a firm believer that the pre-rut is when you rattle. Once you get past that, you're gonna maybe rattle in one late rut.
I like that, you know, as we always say after the 20th, so, you know, I'm gonna say that 23rd, 24th through Halloween isn't a more of an aggressive deer, is more of our favorite time. When I think the rattling is more successful now. Not always.
No.
But after that, I don't really rattle.
No.
You know, and also we don't really, well, we didn't get into decoy, but we don't decoy after that either, really.
True. Well, last year, I mean, it was November 5th.
Was it that late?
Yeah, November 5th. That's when I had, but
yeah,
that was a different type of decoy
yeah,
setup last year.
It was. Yeah, but the deer were still acting
right. Well, we had that warm year.
That way, yeah. So
it's got a lot to do with what you're seeing on your cameras and how deer are reacting, even on your cameras, or what you observe throughout the days leading up to that position. You can tell if all of a sudden you start seeing bucks with does, decoys ain't really going to work.
Don't matter anymore.
No. No. And rattling's not going to work.
Yeah, solo buck's still cruising though.
Oh yeah, get on it.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Especially you got a big one cruising. He's looking to knock a little guy out of the way.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he won't hesitate to come up there. You know, buck I shot last year did that.
Yep.
You shot multiple bucks down here in your area. I think Romer, he come to the edge of that food plot, and he seen that decoy out there. He's like, nope. So he tried to come downwind. The problem was Mike was between the decoy and downwind.
Yeah.
You know, and that was a win right there too.
Yep.
But decoying, decoying's a great thing, and to me, you got about a 2-week window.
Yep.
And setup wise, I mean, we could talk about our decoy setups, because we've got some footage of a decoy setup that just was set up incorrectly, and the individual lost an opportunity at a really nice deer. The decoy was facing the completely wrong direction from where it should have been, and the buck came in and approached it and decided he wanted to sniff that doe.
Yeah.
And never really presented a shot. And then he had real doe around him, and off he went. Yeah. Where if we go to your, let's just take, and you've got multiple examples, but let's just use Romer, the Romer example. I mean, how'd you set that decoy up?
Well, I always like to, obviously I like to have them into the wind, because a mature buck's gonna want to see the wind is facing that wind. But I always put them in because they're going to circle them, and they're going to usually face them head on.
Yeah.
So I want that decoy like in 20 yards or even inside of that, because that way if they circle wide, you know, I've still got a pretty decent shot, because 9 times out of 10 they're going to circle and come in wide.
Yep.
You know, and if your decoy is 35 yards out from you, you know, facing out, they're just going to come, look, ram it, or bolt from it, one or the other, and never going to present your shot.
Yeah, if your decoy is 35 yards out, you better have a gun.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't matter.
Right.
But yeah, I see a lot of people all the time put their ass to the wind. You know, when do you see a mature deer not checking the wind?
Right, never.
You know.
Well, not very often.
Not very often. So, and I mean, and I'm not saying you got to face them directly into the wind, but you got to have them so that they're picking up that wind.
Yep.
Give yourself a shot presentation. You know, I got a pretty much a set spot where I put that decoy if I'm hunting out of the Thunderdome there.
Yeah.
that works. I've killed 4 deer over it.
Yep.
And every one of them has circled that deer.
The other thing to remember too is a crosswind in your favor is also a positive setup too.
Yep.
Because in that position that Mike's got his decoy set up there in the Thunderdome, the deer either have to come out in front of him and present a shot, come to the decoy to go head to head, or they're coming around the backside like Romer was to try and stay, I don't want to say inconspicuous, but he's inside the cover trying to get downwind and get on the backside and check that decoy. Well, Mike's there. So either way he goes, if he commits, he's going on the wall.
Yeah, because that spot's kind of a unique spot because they either come out of that bedding, right where you are, come to him, or they come up out of the bottom. So the decoy's kind of set, so you can pick them off either way they come out, depending on where they are.
Yeah, if you give whitetails an option, an easier route with wind, they will take it every time.
Yeah.
You can't win that one if all of a sudden you give them an option that's a disadvantage for you. If there's a wind option that's a disadvantage for you for a decoy setup, you shouldn't be hunting it. You're just going to educate a deer. I would say that.
Correct, sir.
I think that pretty much covers the top three that we think tactic-wise. We appreciate the question. If you guys get a chance, remember to subscribe, like, and share. We appreciate that. If you guys want to just listen to the podcast, you can check us out on any of the podcast outlets where I'm out.
Yeah. Check out our pretty faces on YouTube.
Right.
Filming every episode.
Yeah, buddy. And check out Blue Collar Bucks. It's our Facebook page.
Yeah, buddy. Like, join, check it out. Everyday people out there hunting, being proud of what you do.
We appreciate each and every one of you.
Yeah, buddy.
Look at this deer. Well, here's the result of the decoy destruction and the shot. Apologize for the blood here. I cleaned him up the best I could. Got a 13 pointer here. Split here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Where did I get 13? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Busted off G3 on this side.